everyone, it's your girl SolieSims and we're doing another speed build, and this time this build is for the Sims 4 Origin Facebook group where it's I admin, and it's a challenge that I created, just like a more of a mini event than an actual challenge, So it is basically the rules were Rosa May and her young children are homeless. A big fire took all their belongings. You are tasked to build them a single wide trailer in whichever style except modern, which you would like. And the rules, the extension on the rules were that you could use CC if you wished. You could, you had to have a yard. A yard was a definite must. And you could have done anything else other than what was stated, So it was really kind of a free-for-all. I gave them most of the reins to do whatever it is they wanted to do. And the sad thing about it is that although it was my challenge that I created, I was late submitting my build by one day. Am I disappointed in myself? Totally, because I was supposed to have been on point with this and submitting it when I should have. But like I said, it was not a real, by the book, you had to get it done. It was not a challenge or anything, just like more like a mini event, and to help with meeting deadlines, which I didn't do. But to be fair, I have been away from home. I'm working away from home for just not a couple of days, like 7 days a week roughly. And between that and trying to keep up with everything going on back home and stuff, I have been slacking off in regards to my bills and I apologize for that. More to myself, because I like to meet my deadlines when I set them for myself. If you can't do it for yourself, who else can you do it for, right? But anyway, we're going back into the build talk. I really like the additional grass options that we got from Island Living, which I have yet to play. I haven't touched Island Living in terms of gameplay as yet. I have not even built much in Sulani, apart from the house that I was working on with 3 of my other friends who we all collab with each other to do this Let's Play that is going to be starting soon. And I just felt that it added a little bit more, and I'm so happy with it, So what I have done is built this little trailer. I did it, of course, 2 bedrooms. It was really tiny. Getting inside was horrible for me, in terms of designing inside, because as much as I like tiny builds, I didn't have a floor plan in mind when I did this one. And when I went into build, I'm realizing, but girl, you have absolutely almost no space for you to do anything. But I had to try to make it work, right? So this is what I did, and this is how it turned out. The yard space, I kept it at a minimum because I built this on a 20 by 15 lot, and I did it in Oasis Springs. The grass, of course, is not natural to the place. It's something that they had to bring in and plant, and she just wanted this soft area for her kids to be able to run around comfortably, I guess. And the good thing is that with the insurance money, she didn't go overboard and build this really huge house. Not that the insurance was so much, but she built a comfortable enough house so that there is money left over for her to be cushioned for a bit before she does anything wild or crazy. She's just kind of starting off all over again. She had this horrible set of circumstances coming to her, with her having lost her job, and then her house burning down, her husband passed away. All of these little things kind of happened, and this is what it is for her now with that, in regards to that. So she's starting all over. She was able to buy a little minivan for her to transport her kids to and from school, and she's now going to fresh that completely. Now, so this is the backstory that I worked with. She does get joy rather from planting her flowers, etc. I did not put in any sort of gardening tools in there, and so that's why I say, when I say planting the flowers, I just meant the decorations around the house, the flowers around the house. That is what she did. If anybody wants to download the house, hopefully I will put it up on my gallery by the time this video goes up. I just have been playing offline lately, and I have found that playing offline actually makes my game run smoother for some reason. I don't know. So I was struggling with how I was going to do the kitchen. Like I was torn, and I didn't want too much counter space, but then I realized that I did need the counter space if I wanted to make it a place that can be easily used. I'm not sure that both of the chair in the far corner near the window is actually going to be usable. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I didn't the only thing I really play tested was the bathroom area, because I felt that it was a little bit cramped, and I didn't want it to be a case where it's not going to work out if somebody decides that they're going to build with it. Of course, on the outside, and I know we just touched base on the outside earlier, but I need to say it again, I love green, so I felt that soft tone of green was perfect for the outside with the deeper browns. It's beautiful. I mean, I look at it and I feel soothed. That is how much I love green, guys. I love it so much. And I did incorporate another softer tone of green on the inside as well. Just placing some lights. And I felt that some of the simplest things, like the lights, we didn't have. I don't really like the wall lights that we have. The sconces are a little bit big and bulky. There is nothing that really says to me, like a regular light you'd find in a home. To me, everything kind of looks really fancy, but nothing really suits for a home, a small home. But we have to make do with what we get, right? The living room area, I guess, is very tiny. It is so tiny. I don't even know what I wanted to do. I considered actually putting in a coffee table, and I disregarded that because I don't feel that I felt that it would have taken up too much space. I'm always at a loss for what to do with all the open wall space that we have in houses when I build them. So I just stick things on there, because in real life at my home, I'm renting my home, my apartment, and I can't put any holes in the walls. So even then, I don't even want to stick anything up on the walls to have a problem when I have to move. So my walls are pretty bare, except for my craft room, which I did put up some shelves. I did put up some shelving in there because I need space for me to hang up all my stuff, but it's mostly pretty bare. And it's not that I like it like that, it's just that I have no choice in it, really. I mean, it's not my home, I don't want to mess it up. But with her home, I was struggling with some things that I could have added. So I just went with a hobby board and a cork board, I guess, for little notes and for trying to keep the kids active. She doesn't get a window in her room, and that's one of the sacrifices that she made because she wanted to give the kids the larger room. So she took the smaller one, and there's barely enough space for them to do much of anything, in that bedroom. It just has a single, and I put one mirror because I didn't want to hang up a mirror above the dresser. So I just put it and just in that corner there. There's not much hanging up on the walls either in regards to decoration. It's kind of pretty bare bones. She's still trying to get things set up. and she didn't want to go overboard. She bought like just the not the cheapest things that she could have found, but maybe we can say that she got things at really good prices. She went bargain hunting, and that's something that I would love to do. I don't think I'm always going off, guys. I don't think that this is something that we get a lot of in St. Lucia. And when I used to watch HGTV, where they went to the flea market finds, I think it's called. You know, these type of shows, I like watching them because I'm always seeing stuff. Like I said, I craft. I'm always seeing stuff that I would say, oh my god, that would be so good there. I wish I could have gotten that type of thing, but we don't have this type of sales here. I mean, we do get really good like smaller items, but some of like the furniture and stuff just for us to be able to redo, that's not quite possible, which is more than a little bit sad, but what to do, right? It is what it is. So for the children's room, like I said, I went with both of them probably being preteen, and I did not assign a gender for either one of them. I just kind of kept it a bit neutral. I did put in a kids crafting table because I realized that I didn't have anything really for skill building except for the bookshelf. So I put that in, and I guess for skill building, it's always a case where if you want to build a specific skill, then that is something that you would do. So yeah, that's how I figured it. You know, you would put in whatever it is you wanted to do. I did play test this in that I realized when my young girl was testing it out that I couldn't access the bathroom, so I had to move things around a little bit in there, and then I realized that I didn't have any hampers, although I did put stuff out for me to be able to wash, so I played around with that as well. And I guess you guys, I didn't put the hamper on whilst I was building the house, but I did after, when I realized that it was actually missing, and you guys will get to see that shortly. Again with the bin, I didn't put an indoor bin, so I just stuffed one in there, and I hope it just kind of goes well, with everything else. It's just by the door, but the space is a bit cramped, so it was a little bit of a hassle getting everything that I wanted to in there. I hope you guys like it. We're approaching the screenshots now. Let me know what you think.